My name is John Kustron. I am the Facilities Maintenance Assistant at MEMIC. My job here entails going through the buildings, making sure that all the buildings systems are in good working order, and also I take care of all the people here. So whenever they have requirements, anything from making their workstations more comfortable to heating and air conditioning and lighting, I take care of all that stuff. Also, I take care of all of the inspections that happen around here, be it in the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, and emergency lights, and fire extinguishers, that sort of thing. If there are any problems that are outside of my capabilities, then we call in an outside contractor to take care of the problem. Okay, so every morning when I get to work at 7:30, the first thing I do is I inspect every floor on every buildings, including basements and the roof in both buildings. I make sure that the lighting, that the heating, that the drinking fountains and all the coffee supplies are all in good shape, that we have everything we need to get through a day safely. I do that from the basement all the way to the roof in the other building, and this building I do from both basements all the way up to the roof every morning. Usually takes me about an hour and 15 minutes to take care of the whole thing, and that gives me a really good idea of any challenges that we might be facing throughout the day. If there's a problem with water dripping out of a ceiling, then it could be plumbing, or it could be heating, ventilation, and air conditioning problems. And I investigate it, and then I call out the right subcontractor to come out and take a look at it. A couple of months ago, I ran into an issue where we had a power surge here at work, and it knocked out all of the card readers. You can't get through a door at MEMIC without taking your ID card and buzzing it on a panel, and that panel lets you go through the door, or it doesn't in the case of that day, because every single card reader in the building was knocked out. And I had to think on the fly and bring technicians in a hurry to get them to have a look-see at the problem. And within a half an hour of them being on site, we mutually arrived at the solution to the problem, and he went and looked at the panel, and lo and behold, it was something out of place, and he corrected it, and just like that, all the cards worked again, and everybody could come and go to work as they needed to. One of the great things about my job is that I get to have the authority to call in a contractor or to order supplies that are needed to finish a job, and I make sure that the contractors are fully versed in what the problem is, if I have to call them in or not. My boss is really good about giving me that authority and making sure that the place runs smoothly. So a little bit about my past is when I was just a kid, I think I was 9 years old when we moved into an old house in Alfred. It was built in 1802, and it was built as the county jail. So yes, I grew up in jail. So, but we renovated that entire house from floor to ceiling on every floor, and I learned an awful lot about what it takes to make a building work during those years. After we moved out of that house, I joined the Air Force, and I spent 20 years fixing airplanes. And in the latter part of those years, I started to be a facilities manager, which is an awful lot like what I do today. I've learned an awful lot over the years, and I'm sure you can do that as well. If you have an interest in working in the facilities maintenance career field, then I would highly recommend taking a full course in your shop in high school. There's an awful lot of things that your teachers can teach you about there. Some of the things I do here at MEMIC on a daily basis is I do a lot of walking. I average between 3 and 4 miles a day here, and I climb between 20 and 30 flights of stairs every day. So it keeps me pretty fit, and that's always a good thing.